Some got that sauce in it.
Se empita los labios, hoy no tengo horario. Quiere que la busque la Lambo. Esta noche coronamos, dale, para terminar lo que empezamos. Baila morena, baila morena. Baila morena, baila morena.
Assalamualaikum and hi, my name is Nurashada binti Muhammad Khairuddin. My matric number is H19A0602. So for our presentation today, I will present about data enrichment. Data can be described by using a table and graph. There are three types of table that can be used to describe the data. So our group choose data in Kedah age 13.5 until 39. So first, for our data enrichment, we need to find frequency disruption. Frequency disruption, which is the number from data that already given in Kedah. Like in slide is the number data from data that we get. For frequency disruption, we have 5 steps. Step 1 is decide on the number of classes. Based on our data, we get number of classes is 36. So if we try 5, the total is 13. 2 sama is less than 36. So we use K6 becomes 64, which is greater than 36. So the recommended number of classes is 6. So for step 2 is determine the class interval or width. This is formula for class width. We get 111.4 minus 43.3 divided by 6, total 11.35, round out to 12. So step 3, the upper limit of the first class of 55.3 plus 12, total is 66.3, and the next classes is 67.3 plus 12 becomes 78.3, and so on. Step 4 is make a tally mark for each data entry in the appropriate class. Step 5, the number of the tally mark for a class is the frequency for the class. So based on the slide frequency section, we get classes, tally, and frequency. For frequency disruption, we need the relative frequency disruption. The relative frequency is the portion or percentage of the data that falls in that class. So to find relative frequency, class frequency divided by sample size. Last but not least is cumulative frequency disruption. The cumulative frequency of a class is the sum of the frequency for the class and all previous class. The cumulative frequency of the last class is same like sample size, and like we get is 36.
Okay, graphic method. To calculate the midpoint, you must calculate the lowest boundaries plus upper boundaries. After that, the total that you get, you must divide it by 2. Okay, for example, 43.3 plus 54.3, and you can get is 97.6, and 97.6 you must divide it by 2, so you can get the answer is 48.8. So 48.8 is a midpoint. Okay, next. In this paragraph 1 is frequency polygon. Okay, so next. Okay, next is I'll give table and graph. Okay, I'll give table and graph. Okay, you can see it's a table 2 histogram. Okay, first you can see the class, lower boundaries, upper boundaries, midpoint, and frequency. Okay, how to calculate the lowest boundaries is 54.3. You must plus 55.3 into upper boundaries plus lowest boundary, so you must divide it by 2, and you can get the answer is 54.8. After that, to calculate the upper boundaries is 63.6 plus 67.3, so you can get the upper boundary is 66.8. Okay, next is the graph for histogram, graph 2 for histogram. So you can see the title is Labor Force Kedah by age 35 until 39. Firstly, you can see the graph that we used to finish our assignment. Okay, So you can see that the title of the graph is Labor Force by Age Group 35 until 39 in Kedah at 1982 until 2019.
Okay, now we are going to measures of central tendency. Now we are going to table of content, which is mean, median, and mode. First, we are going to mean. Now we are going to the format for identify the data for labor force in Kedah, where F for frequency of a class, X midpoint of a class, and N is a number of entries in the sample. And the solution is min X same with 2878.8 divide 36. So the answer is 79.96. So the mean of labor force should be age 35 to 40 in Kedah is approximately 79.96 thousand. Second is a median. And then now we can see the solution, which is 36 slash observation. Observation is median class 25.6 minus 28.6. As we can see, 78.8, 36 slash 2 minus 8 minus 15, 9, and division 12. And then next is 78.8 plus 4. Uh, so the total is 82.8. Therefore, the median of labor force should be age 35 to 40 in Kedah is approximately 82.8 thousand. So last is a mode. So we're going to the solution, which is a 78.8 plus 15 minus 9, 15 minus 9 plus 9 minus 3 division 4, and then we're going to 78.8 plus 8, and then the answer is 86.8. So the mode of the labor force should be age 35 to 40 in Kedah is 86.8 thousand. So that's all from me. Thank you.
Hello, my name is Rizme. So today I would like to present about my part. It is measure of ration. The measure of ration is a measure of central tendency. It's some parameters attempt to describe amount of variation between random variables. Usually, we will use three types of parameters such as range, variance, and standard deviation to calculate the amount of variation between random variables. So in the measure of ration, we have to calculate the range first. So the formula of the range is maximum data entry minus with minimum data entry. So like example, we can see 115.3 minus with 43.3. So the range is 72. Next, I would like to explain how to calculate the sample variance. So the formula is S square equal to 1 divided by number of sample minus 1 in bracket fx square minus with fx in bracket square divided by number of sample. Okay, first we have to find fx and fx square. How to find it? Okay, first we have to find x first. How to find x is upper boundary plus lower boundary divided by 2. So we can get the answer like example 48.8. After that we have to find x square. X square is 48.8. We have to square it. So we can look at the example. It is 2381.44. After that we have to find fx. Fx is frequency multiplied by x. And then we have to find fx square. Fx square is frequency multiplied by x square. So after that we have to plus all the fx and fx square. So we go to the solution. Okay, I would like to give example. Like example, 1 divided by number of sample, it is 36 minus 1 in bracket fx square. The fsk number is 246305.34, and fx in bracket square. We have to square it, and the number is 8304771.24 divided by number of sample 36. So the number of fx in bracket square is 8304771.24. So we will get the answer last 446.21. After that, after sample variance, we have to find a standard deviation. Standard deviation formula is S equal to square foot S square. So we have to add the sample variance answer, and like example, we look 446.21, we square foot it, and the answer is 21.12. Therefore the sample variance is about 446.21 and the sample standard deviation is about 21.12. That's all from me. Thank you.
Assalamualaikum, my name is Wan Muhammad Shafiz bin Wan Shahjaman. So today I want to talk about measure of position. A measure of position is a method by which the position that the particular data value has within a given data set can be identified. As with other types of measure, there is more than one approach to defining such a measure. To determine the measurement of position, the data must be sorted from lowest to highest. The different measures of position are: number one is quartiles. Divide the data into 4 equal parts. Number 2 is deciles. Divide the data set into 10 equal parts. And number 3 is percentiles. Divide the data set into 100 equal parts. Quartiles, the value of the variable that divide a set of observation into 4 equal parts. Each set of observation has 3 quartiles and they are denoted by Q1, Q2, and Q3. The first Q1 is a value data set. 25% of the value fall below Q1 and 75% of the value fall above Q1. The second Q2 is a value set. 50% of the value fall below Q2 and 50% the value fall above Q2. And the third Q3 in the value data set. 55% of the value fall below Q3 and 25% of the value fall above Q3. Okay, this is classes for our report. You can see. Okay, Q1. This is formula. How to find the answer Q1. First step, n divided 4, the answer is 9. L is lower boundary, F for frequency before, C for class width, F for frequency. Okay, this is second step for to find the answer Q1. Okay, 54.8 plus 6, the answer is 60.8. This is the answer for Q1. Okay, Q3. This is formula for find the answer Q3. First step, you can find the 3n divided 4. The answer is 27. L for lower boundary, F for frequency before, C for the class width, and F for frequency. Okay, this is second step for the find the answer. Okay, 90.8 plus 6, the answer is 96.8. This is the answer for Q3. Okay, interquartile range, Q3 minus Q1. 96.8 is the answer Q3 minus 60.8 the answer for Q1, and the answer is 36. 36 is the position of
The last
measure.
part is conclusion. Okay, conclusion, we can use methods such as data arrangement, graphic method, inclination method, and position measurement to calculate the weight